What are we doing for garbage time this week?
I don't know.
It's
It's what?
gone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Where are you?
I'm going to Maine.
Oh, going up to cabin. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're live on YouTube, so that's good.
Hey,
Hello, YouTube. Yeah. I mean, I can do, and again, any day. It's actually, tomorrow night might work the best because I am out at 6:30.
I mean, I'm working tomorrow night, and then I'm leaving from work. So you guys.
What time do you get into work?
I work 2:30 to 10:30 tomorrow.
3 to 11, right? Well, that's the thing. If you can't do tomorrow and you can't do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then it might be tough. Well. Yeah. So what works for you tomorrow? Does tomorrow work for you?
I don't know.
Because like I said, tomorrow's the only day that I get out before 9:30. So I can easily do a podcast at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. That's fine because I'm not gonna have to worry about keeping Dom up or whatever. But yeah, like I said, tomorrow would work the best. But if you can't do it, then
yeah. Well, let me know when you plan to.
Yeah. I'll talk to James too. When he does it. I'm pretty sure Monday is one of his days off too. So we'll see.
Yeah, right, you guys should just roll it without me.
Yeah. I would say if I was going into work at the normal time, we could do it in the morning, but I have to go to work in at 10, so I don't know if anything would work. But anyways, all right, you got the notes up. We're good to roll. All right.
We have no.
Yeah, I'm just making my my mental note of where we are, so I can do all the shit today. I got to do the audio and the video today. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? It's Soggy Boy. I'm coming back at you with another episode of the BOTA Show. I have today with me Mr. Chris. I am with Chris. There is Chris right here. There is no screen. Chris is with me. And I have Drew. Drew, what's going on? We weren't recording then, but Drew Daniels, Mr. Drew, did have on the City Series, the jersey. That was gorgeous. Drew, show it for the class, please. Chris is going to get his, I'm assuming. Chris has to go get his now. Chris and Drew are the same jersey. They have the same jersey. So it's not going to be anything new when he comes in with his.
James has one too.
See, he doesn't have the Nike.
No, I do.
Oh, wait, I thought you didn't.
I do. I found it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They're all Nike.
Yeah, well, he was saying, "Oh, it's not Nike. It's not Nike."
Oh, you got a Raffy too, you bitch.
Dude, 11's my favorite.
11's his number, so I mean, I can't really argue with that.
We're gonna have to deal with Zach screaming. I apologize.
I'm sorry. People. I will turn the volume down. I can't help it. That's just I get animated when I talk about sports and listen to you two fucking idiots talk.
Not that
loud. So, but here's the difference though. Drew actually got the hat too. Drew got the hat. That's the difference.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna pay the money for the hat.
Yeah,
I can't wear flat brims.
The hat is so sweet.
Oh, all right.
I cannot wear flat brims.
What happened? Why did the screen go dark?
It's just.
Do these look flat to you, Chris? I curve all my brims like a motherfucker.
I gotta do trucker style.
I can't do trucker style. Can't do that. Well, anyways, we have a wonderful show for you guys today. We're gonna start how we always start here. Excuse me. We're gonna start with the BOTA news. This is where James would come in. That's news. All right, we're gonna start NFL news. It's been a relatively quiet week in the NFL. Not much news going on. It's been a lot of draft speculation. I guess the biggest news that came out of this week would be the Jadeveon Clowney signing. The Browns get Jadeveon Clowney. I believe it was a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah, 1 year, 10 million.
1 year, 10 million. Thank you.
Which I actually just saw something today that he denied a 3-year, $57 million deal with the Browns last year to go with the Titans. Recorded 0 sacks, and now comes crawling back to the Browns for 1 year, 10 mil. So Browns won that deal.
Well, that I understand the team aspect of that and comes crawling back or whatever, but I mean, at the same time, it's like if you're a player and you really want to try to feel out what team you want to go 1 year deal. Taking a 3-year, $57 million deal is tough. It makes it tough for the team. It makes it tough for you if you don't like the fit. I mean, I think he's gonna like it. What's that?
This was before the Browns had the year that they had last year.
Correct. That is, again, that's also a factor. Yeah. So, now they had the year that they had. Myles Garrett is, still producing. So Jadeveon Clowney is not going to be the guy that gets you the sacks. It's just not going to happen. But he is going to be the guy that he could.
I think he'll be uptick in his sack numbers because he's now on a line with Myles Garrett.
And I
have to worry about both ends.
I agree. I tossed up a fact or fiction this week, and it got a lot of traction. But there's a possibility that if a lot of people are if they're paying attention to Myles Garrett, people forget Jadeveon Clowney is still a beast. He can still fuck shit up, and I think my initial thought was, well, obviously I'm gonna go big ball. I'm like, he's gonna get 10 plus sacks. That's not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I don't think he's going to be limited to, 2 or 3. I think he comes out, he probably has his best sack numbers of his career. But where he excels is in the run game. I mean, he is de facto number 1 run stopping, and that's what the Browns needed. So yeah, it's a big name signing, and as an edge, you expect him to produce the sacks, but that's not what the Browns needed. And they saw that, and they're getting star power, and they're getting into the area that they needed. So I think this is a very good signing for the Browns. I think it's a good signing for Jadeveon as well, because he's not going to be the one that's expected to get sacks. They signed him for a purpose. He knows his purpose. They know what he's there for. And I still think he's going to get the sacks. Don't get me wrong. But
so I just want to put something out.
What?
You said you think he's going to have his career best in sacks, but not go over 10 sacks.
What?
That's not possible. You said that.
No. Realistically,
but you think he's going to have his career best. That would be at least 10 sacks.
Well, how many sacks did he? What's his career best?
9.5 sacks.
Oh, so he physically has to get 10. Well, I mean, he can get 10 sacks, have the best of his career, and still not go over 10 sacks.
Well, it's 10.
That's technically right, but it's very, I get what you're saying. Well,
also, when he was in Houston, there is a marked difference when he's playing with J.J. Watt on that line.
Yeah.
Where he had 9 sacks, 9.5 sacks, 6 sacks, compared to the 3 sacks he had in Seattle, and then the none that he had last year.
Well, right, but that's the thing. In Seattle, this is before they got Geno, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he's on a line with other talented defensive linemen that are going to take the spotlight over him, he then becomes a conversation in the sack or factor in the sack conversation.
Right.
Other than that, he's just pretty much a run stopping.
Exactly. And you don't have to produce sacks to be a factor in the run game. That's fine. And again, what I'm saying is, that's what they need him for. They need him for the run game, because the Browns' run defense was not that great, especially with the secondary was not a good run defense. It's the linebackers, the safeties. I know James is hyped because they reworked their safety group. They got Clowney, so they're focusing on what their weaknesses are. But let's move forward. Obviously, again, Jadeveon Clowney signs with the Browns, 1 year, 10 mil. Good signing for them. Good signing for Jadeveon Clowney as well. I think that he's smart to go to a team that already has an established pass rush, because he's not the pass rush. He is the run stop. So I think the other big news is whatever the hell's going on with Trevor Lawrence. People are just taking his words out of context. Something like he said something along the lines of, I don't have a chip on my shoulder. I'm not motivated by outside forces. And people took that as, well, he's not motivated. Why do you want to play football? Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And it's just another one of those things. It's like, not everyone's like Tom Brady. All right. Not everyone's drafted 6th round, 199. Like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't have a chip on his shoulder. Peyton Manning came in as the best prospect in 1999, drafted number 1 overall. And, everyone expected him to be great, and he was. But he was motivated by himself, and that's a thing that can happen. So the same thing is happening with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, everyone's expecting him to be great. Everyone's expecting him to have this like motivation from blah, 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 blah. But you can have this motivation from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from where people expect you to have it. And I think that's what's happening here. And I don't get it. Like, let the kid like just get drafted first before you come at him for lack of motivation, even though, I don't know, he's the number 1 overall pick. Like, what?
He's never shown any lack of motivation in college.
Ever.
This is another case of people taking words out of context. We just saw it with what Aaron Rodgers had said. That was a little weirder and more mysterious and deeper, but still, it's the same general premise. People are saying things. Just take it as what they're saying. Don't try to read into it. Don't try to make it what it isn't. Just listen to what the dude's saying.
Yeah. I mean, he came out and had to clarify it. And I think when you read his full words on his first statement, it's like, okay, it makes sense, because you have to take it as not what's there, it's what's not there. And it's that,
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's everyone looks for criticism somewhere.
Well, of course, everyone does. He's the number 1 overall pick, so he's gonna get criticism no matter what. Which is, I mean, because you have guys like Peyton Manning, and you have guys like, I don't know, John Elway, number 1 overall pick. You get those guys; those are generational talents.
I think you said it best. I mean, not everybody has to be Tom Brady, pissed off at the world. Yeah. Like, that would make for a very boring NFL if everyone was like Tom Brady. I'm sorry. But
no, it would. No, you're right, because then everyone would be yeah.
And so everyone would just be screaming on the sidelines all the time. It would be terrible. But anyways, you can just play football for the love of playing football. That can be your only motivation. That's perfectly normal.
Yeah, I know.
So I think
I'm with you.
You said it perfectly right. I mean, if you want to push yourself and be as good as you can be at a sport that you love, that is more than enough motivation to warrant being in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just crazy that like there's just such a lack of news that has to be something that we cover. You know what I mean? Like, why does this need to be something that has to be news? It's stupid.
Like I said, people are so starved to find a story and so eager to criticize such a potentially huge talent.
Oh, of course.
It just comes together with literal nonsense.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. But we'll move forward. So I guess another story we had, there are teams that are opting out of the optional workouts right now. So I know the Patriots are just named as a team. But it's in conjunction with the NFLPA. And I know all the player reps, they were talking about it on the Sports Hub, and I was listening to that when it broke. And I don't really see an issue with this.
Well, I think it brings you into the off-season again, workouts. I agree.
Okay, so I don't though, because I understand. So for a team like the Patriots, it might be a little different because you have a ton of new guys coming in. It's a team that's in limbo, and the more work they do together, the better they're going to be. I understand that, but at the same time, we're still in a fucking pandemic. I mean, like, why are you gonna risk it if it's just to use the facilities? It's not actual practice. It's just off-season workouts.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So I mean, the Planet Fitness gym is just is gonna be whatever. It's fine. So I don't think.
Don't do anything optional. It really, honestly, shouldn't be an option. I don't think that. I think they should
It doesn't make any sense.
Wait for OTAs and then you can get rolling. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how it should be. I don't know why it isn't, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Opt out. Call it a day.
Yeah, of course. Like everyone's gonna like if it's an option, most people are gonna want to work out where they're most comfortable and not have to travel every day to work out. Like if you have a gym at your house because I don't know, you're a multi-million-dollar football player, you're gonna want to work out at your house, not go to the fucking Gillette Stadium 30 minutes away and sit in traffic for no fucking reason.
You can work out with your personal trainer. Which
exactly.
Every single player has.
Yeah, of course. So
or you can work out with other guys on the team.
Right. I know. You can still that's still an option
on their own. Whatever they want to do. Like
coach Belichick just goes, if you don't come here, you can't see him. All right. If I find out that you were with him, I swear to God, I'll bench your ass. Like that doesn't happen. Well, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it might happen with Bill, but yeah, I don't know. As long as players, okay, well, we're not going to go there. Well, you said Romeo and Juliet. We're not going to go there. What else we got for news?
NFL intends to not discipline players for off-season high-risk COVID conduct. So it's really not that big news. It just means they're not going to discipline for what you do in the off-season.
I like that, and I don't like that at the same time.
Exactly. I don't know where I stand on it.
I think what they should do is it should be a case-by-case scenario, honestly. Like any kind of blanket thing is tough because
that's the thing. It's hard because in some states like Florida, for example, you don't really have to wear a mask anywhere.
Right, but it's still
you still need a mask everywhere.
Okay, so here's an example. So Devin McCourty goes out and he goes to a family picnic or like a family barbecue, whatever. Like, that's fine. I understand that. But like there's 100 people there. It's 100 people that he knows, and it's all his family. Versus, say, Gronk goes to, I don't know, Electric Forest. Do you discipline one, discipline the other, or you don't discipline both? Well, I mean, that's a Gronk thing to do, is it not?
Yeah.
That's a very Gronk thing to do.
Yeah, but like, you can't play, the NFLPA can't really pick sides there because then you have one disgruntled and one saying I'm okay. That's why they're
but that's the thing though. You can because it's a case by case. One is with family with people that he knows. The other one he's at a concert with a bunch of people he doesn't know, not wearing masks. What I'm saying is, can there be enough of a differentiation for them to actually discipline players, or is there too much of a gray area with everything that they have to do this? I don't think there's that much of a gray area.
Well, I think it's that they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the state-by-state issue, like Chris said. They don't want to deal with case-by-case basis and shit and trying to discern what's acceptable and what isn't. And I'm just pushing it's way easier for them to just say, fuck it. If you catch it, you catch it. You're out for 2 weeks. Don't come to the fucking facilities until you're clear.
Exactly. Well, I think that plays into the opting out of off-season workouts too, in the sense where if one guy goes out to a bar and gets it, instead of spreading it to the whole facility, this guy can still go work out at his house. So it all plays into one.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I still think that there are gonna be those players that are gonna be that stupid that do stupid shit, and they should be punished for it. But I guess thinking about it, it should be up to the teams to do that, not the league. So I can understand, and I guess I can understand that point. Well, but I mean, think about it. Like
again,
it doesn't really though. It's up to the teams.
The teams are in their own states.
Yeah,
they only have to control players that are under their state's jurisdiction, and they can pick and choose what they want to enforce and what they don't. It's not the league showing team favoritism or anything. It's a team disciplining its own players. So I think that would be a better strategy. I don't think they're going to do it because, again, it's a long off season. There's plenty of time to catch it, get over it, and move on. So I don't think it's that big a deal. I think there should be some cases in which they look at and go, yes, we need to find that player if they're at, like you said, something like Electric Forest or some massive gathering.
Well, here's
literally illegal.
Well, of course, right, exactly. But like, here's another thing too. Like, there are players that are not going to get the vaccine, and that believe in like, well, if I catch it, I'm going to be immune to it. So you could have not that this is going to happen, because I really hope that they're smart enough to realize that if they do that kind of shit, they're most likely going to get cut. But go to like a spreader party, because those have happened already. That is a thing that has actually happened. I don't have to make it up, because people are dumb enough to think that that's a thing that happens. Like, I don't know why you think that that's smart, but besides the point. So God forbid a player goes to that. Does the NFL step in? Because
I would imagine that they have to.
Right. They would have to, right? But do they? Is my question.
Well, if that's found out, a lot of people just won't say anything.
I know that, but
you can do anything if nobody finds out.
Yeah, that's shit.
That's an asinine statement.
Yeah,
we're talking about if they find out that a player was at one of these parties.
There's a lot in the NFL we don't know about that people do on an everyday basis.
Well, I know that, but
caught.
but like something like that is,
it's risking the whole league.
It's risking it's risking you, your immediate family, your teammates, your coaches,
which in turn risks the whole league.
Yeah, good point. All right, fair enough.
Well, it depends on when.
We've been on this too long.
Not really. We've been on for 5 minutes.
Well,
anyways, yeah, we'll move on. But I mean, hey, we only had like 3 pieces of news. We talk about them, move on, whatever. Let's move on. We'll go to the NBA. We got some crazy shit going on in basketball right now. We'll start with last night's game. Celtics beat the Golden State Warriors. I think it was one something to one. They beat them by 5 points. I know
119 to 114.
Thank you, Drew. I didn't have the scores up. Yes, 119 to 114. It was a very entertaining game. Again, like Drew was saying, I guess maybe before we started recording or whatever, Steph Curry is just shooting straight plutonium right now.
That is to quote Brad Botkin of CBS Sports.
With 11 threes.
Yeah. Steph shot 11 threes last night, 44 points. 47 points. Sorry, Jason Tatum at 44. Again, moving forward with this, the Celtics, they are 10-3 since the trade deadline.
Well, let's not shortchange Steph Curry here. Let's talk a little bit more about his.
No, we can. I mean, but we are BOTA, so let's talk about the homer side of this first, and then we'll move on to Steph Curry. So the Celtics are 10-3 since he held it up. I mean, you have a B on your fucking forehead. You don't expect me to talk about the Celtics?
We were talking about Steph Curry. Then you moved to the Celtics. Now we're going to go back to Steph Curry after that. Why?
Because we're talking about the game. Then we can talk about the big news, which is Steph Curry. So fuck off. Fine. We'll talk about Steph Curry.
Go to news.
Steph Curry is just absolutely on fire right now. Like we said, plutonium. In his last 10 games, he hasn't scored less than 30 points. He's averaging, I think, like 43 points a game or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
But his team, I think they're like 4-6 in their last 10 though.
No, they were on a 5-game win streak.
They were?
Yeah, they were. The Celtics snapped that last night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
To go on 6-game win streak of their own.
Yeah,
finally.
yeah, they're on. Yeah, the Celtics are on fire.
But I mean, with the type of stretch that Curry is having, you're talking about people again like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Yes,
and it just Steph Curry continues to build on a ever increasingly impressive legacy, and let's see what he has, and so let's see how long he can keep this up because it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's very fun to watch, but it's also frustrating to watch him do this and I guess still lose. If you're, obviously if you're a Golden State fan, but if you're a Steph Curry fan, but then again, you have Russell Westbrook putting up 7 straight triple doubles, and the Wizards being absolute garbage. So I guess,
and I mean that's where Steph Curry is more one-dimensional than a lot of other point guards, in the fact that he is scoring first, period, end of story. Everything else comes second. Hasn't had a single triple-double in that time, only 1 double-double in his last 10 games with all those impressive numbers.
Yeah.
But the assists just aren't there. He doesn't have people around him.
No, he doesn't. Give
himself the option, really. That team has been decimated with Klay Thompson out, with everything that they've been through over the last couple of years, and losing Kevin Durant and all that, it's just kind of a shell of that old team. And Steph Curry's the one part left that's still rocking and rolling. And
yeah, I know. And
not going to be the same until they get Clay back and rebuild a couple other pieces.
Yeah, I need the Splash Bros back.
Right.
Splash Bros.
And once Klay Thompson comes back, if he comes back, those assist numbers will go way up for Curry for sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Definitely excited for, what comes next for Steph Curry, especially when he gets Klay back. He doesn't need a super team to win. I mean, he's his own super fucking team. I mean, it's just what's happening. Let's move on though. Again, we'll move forward. The Celtics, I think I would argue Celtics hottest team in the league right now.
8-2 in the last
8-2 in the last 10. They're on a 6-game win streak. Mm-hmm. They're 10-3 in their last 13 since the trade deadline. They're healthy.
Talk about Aldridge.
We will. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't rush me. Thank you. Yeah, I mean they've been playing absolutely insane. I think since Kendrick Perkins called out Jason Tatum's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been on a straight take.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fire.
This is the Celtics team that we all expected to see. They're finally starting to click a little bit, and let's hope they can keep it in this gear and ride it out for the rest of the year because they're finally on team to watch.
Yeah, and they added depth to the bench. They got Evan Fournier, which I like. I think he's going to be good. I think the younger guys need to really continue to keep up pace. Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench scored 11 points last night. That's what you need out of them. You need those points. They signed Jabari Parker. I think last week, I believe I posted that up. And he played last night and he played good. I think he also had 11 points. So, you're getting that secondary scoring. You need that if you're the Celtics because you can't have Jason Tatum score 40 points every night and expect to win. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to work. But I think if they're healthy, they're a well-rounded team. They can get scoring from anyone, really. I mean, Tatum and Brown both have had 40-point games this year, multiple 40-point games this year. So you can get it from anyone. Jaylen Brown was out last night. Jason Tatum. What?
Marcus Smart's always a piece.
Marcus Smart. I mean, Marcus Smart can still score 30 points if he's on fire.
Marcus Smart is my favorite player in the NBA, period. Just the way he plays every phase of the game and his intensity the entire time. He is the most fun player to watch.
They are a better team when Marcus Smart is there. They are. 100%. They are. People are like, well, Marcus Smart this, Marcus. No, they're a better team when he's there. He gives him the. Why do you have Pickle Rick?
Why did you stop talking?
Because you grabbed Pickle Rick and you're
every time you scream, I'm gonna hit you with.
You're holding it near your thigh, and it's really worrying me.
Pickle Rick.
Oh God. Anyway, so we'll move forward, but the Celtics are very hot right now. They're catching up to the Bucks right now. They're catching up. They're only 3-4 games behind them now. When they were on the brink of not making the playoffs 13 games ago. So again, 10-3, last 13. Pickle Rick. LaMarcus Aldridge retired out of nowhere, really. But it was due to an irregular heartbeat. That's actually really scary for him. Hope he's all right. I hope it was just like a one-off thing. But he was an unbelievable basketball player for the Trailblazers. I don't know where he went after that because I didn't follow his career, but
San Antonio.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously he finished with Brooklyn. It was supposed to be a huge addition for them in the buyout market. Obviously can't play anymore because of the irregular heartbeat, and hopefully he takes care of himself and all of his family and himself. But
he actually was diagnosed with something that caused it.
Oh, he was.
What? Parkinson-White syndrome. An abnormality that can cause a rapid heartbeat.
Oh wow, I did not know that. I thought it just happened out of nowhere, but I guess it's been happening for a while. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely think that anything to do with your heart, if it's not working right, don't play a sport.
Yep, exactly.
Please don't do it.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple things you don't mess with.
What's that, Drew?
There are a couple organs that you don't mess with, and that's something wrong with your heart. And in any other sport but the NFL, if there's something wrong with your brain.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, let's move on. What else we got for news in the NBA, Chris? What do we got here? Nothing. Well, I mean,
nothing else at all.
I think, I mean, for those of us that don't follow basketball, I mean, the Phoenix Suns, man, have been a crazy story. They are ridiculous. I mean, the Jazz are the de facto number one, but Phoenix has come out of nowhere. I mean, they get Chris Paul in the offseason, right? And it's just elevated them. They're 40-16. They are two games behind the Jazz for first place.
And I mean, that was a good young team. We saw glimpses of that in the bubble last season. Devin Booker, in what he did in the bubble, was incredible.
Yeah.
So really getting Chris Paul, like you said, elevated that team to the next level. They were, and Chris Paul is another player that absolutely has the ability to do that. He can transform an entire team. Never mind one that's already going in the right direction and has a superstar young talent there anyways.
Right.
So I think it was inevitable. I think it happened a little bit faster than people would have expected. And maybe next year would have thought would be the year that they really took off. But
yeah,
things are happening ahead of schedule, and got to look out for Phoenix over there. And it's kind of fun. Phoenix and Utah, really top two in the West. Love to see it.
Yeah, I know. You don't have either LA team in the top two. I mean, obviously the Lakers and the Clippers are still in the playoff picture, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens at the end. I mean, obviously Celtics fan, so we're going Celtics, but yeah, I mean, they're both very interesting teams to watch. Obviously last year the Jazz, looked like they were going to go to the conference finals against the Lakers, and then obviously the Nuggets came out of nowhere and stole that from them. So we'll see. I mean, it looks like they are going to be the number one seed. They're going to be the team that's going to be there at the end, but we'll see. I mean, obviously when LeBron comes back, it's going to be a whole different story. So
Denver's still playing strong. So could see that matchup again at some point down the road.
What?
Denver and Utah.
Oh, yes, we could. Yeah, sorry. I just didn't hear you. Well, let's move on. Let's go to the NHL. What's going on, peeps? I'm your hockey boy. You're a sweet hockey boy. The biggest news, I mean, you can have any score in a game. Patrick Marleau has tied Gordie, thank you. I don't know why I almost forgot. Tied Gordie Howe for the most games played in NHL history. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Very
one more, Pat. One more.
Well, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. There's no way. I mean,
obviously, play a game.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, oh god, imagine if it was the last game of the season, he ties him, and they don't make the playoffs, and then he has to play a whole nother season just to play one game.
Do playoff games even count?
No, I don't think they do.
Yeah, so
most in a.
Well, but I mean, like, you have a miserable season, you don't make the playoffs, and then you have to come back just to play one game and then retire. Like, that sucks. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Patrick Marleau has been around since 1996. 1997. He was drafted number 2 overall to the Sharks. Drew, who was drafted number 1 overall in that spot?
Joe Thornton.
Joe Thornton. You're right, baby boy. You got it. Yes, Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau were drafted 1 and 2, and then Joe Thornton was traded to the San Jose Sharks and played with Patrick Marleau.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
San Jose's like, we're going to pick number 2, and then we're going to trade for the person you picked at number 1.
Right, and how many Stanley Cups did they win with both pick number 1 and pick number 2 on the team? Fat zero. San Jose. Suck that dick.
And with some really other impressive talents down the line.
Yeah, I know.
Belsky and Logan Couture and all that.
And they had Chichu too on score 53 goals or something like that in 2006 for them too. Yep. When they had Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau. So, fuck the Sharks. Alexander Ovechkin. Talking about generational talent. Stop hitting me in the head with Pickle Rick. He gets number 730. 30th goal. Like, he is fucking ridiculous. He moves within 1 goal of Marcel Dion for 5th place in NHL history. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about that. Except
he'll get it.
No. Well, he's obviously going to pass Marcel Dion. I mean, he's still got more in the tank. He's still has plenty more in the tank. I think that, again, I did a post about this. At his pace currently, he is on track to beat Wayne Gretzky in goals scored. He is on track to beat Wayne Gretzky. If they play the same amount of games, he's on track to beat Wayne Gretzky by like 100 goals.
By when?
It's like 1,700 games played or something like that. I have to look at the games played, but I did the math out. So he's on pace to beat Gretzky. Gretzky has like a 0.60 goals per game average, and Ovechkin has, it's like 0.62. So obviously a better average, continues the pace. Same amount of games played, you're gonna have more goals.
So
what?
Gretzky has
what are you looking
894 goals.
Right, it's not the number of goals, it's the goals. What, Drew?
There was a weird noise happening.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, we'll move forward. Like I said, I just, it's an unbelievable stat. You think the great one, he's untouchable, all this, all that, and then Alexander Ovechkin comes out and just says, "No, I'm probably gonna beat it." But I guess a lot of people forget about how good Gordie Howe was, because he's number 2 on the goals scored list. He's Mr. fucking hockey. All right, go back to my news, please and thank you. What do we got? The Flyers suck. Fuck you, Flyers fans. Let's see what else we got. Oh, you know what? A surprising thing for me, I guess, is how good the Wild are this year. The Wild have the number 3 spot in the West, which is, I don't know, crazy. They were a team last year that didn't make the playoffs, right? I don't think they made the playoffs. Anyways, and they're playing really good. They're getting a lot of production from their young players, mainly their goaltender and Kirill Kaprizov. I hope I said that right. So that is, it's a good surprise for Wild fans. It's a good surprise, I guess, for hockey fans in general. I mean, it's good when the state of hockey is doing good.
How about Taylor Hall?
Oh yeah, we can talk about the Bruins too. That's fine. The Bruins have been hot too. I mean, they've been on track. They've been winning. They had 2 big wins against the Islanders, Thursday and Friday. Sorry. And Taylor Hall in 3 games played with the Bruins has 2 goals, and 37 games or whatever played with the Sabres had 2 goals. So he's already tied his total goals scored with Buffalo this season. Again, the thing with Taylor Hall is that he doesn't want to be the center of attention. He doesn't want to be a McDavid. He doesn't want to be a Matthews. He wants to be a role player, and that's fine. You can want to be a role player in the NHL. You make your money, you score your goals, you hit your quota, you have a good time. If that's the Taylor Hall that we're going to get, the Bruins are way better off for that, rather than getting a Taylor Hall that is trying to do too much.
I absolutely think that Boston was one of the absolute ideal spots for him to.
Yes,
because like you said, you already have a line that is Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, and David Pastrnak. Yeah, that's the center of attention right there.
Yeah,
period. End of story.
Right.
You throw Hall on any other line, let him do his thing with David Krejci or whoever the fuck else you want.
Craig Smith,
and he is gonna produce like he's never produced before, and because there's no pressure.
And that's the thing. So when I'm watching the games, I'm listening to Jack, I'm listening to Andy. They're talking about like, oh, well, Craig Smith is the shooter on that line. And I think that's perfect. Craig Smith has 4 goals in his last 3 games. You make him the shooter. You have 2 very crafty people in obviously David Krejci. I mean, dude's a magician. What he does with the puck is unbelievable. And you get a guy like Taylor Hall. He has the speed. He is that big body winger, something that you've been missing ever since Milan Lucic had that 30 goal scoring season when they won the cup.
Yeah. The great comparison. Comparison.
Thank you. And you get it. You get a guy like Curtis Lazar. He brings a nice, refreshing breath of air into that 4th line. He brings a nice goal-scoring touch, but he also is gritty. He's not afraid to get down in the forecheck. He is fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck. These like I was just expecting Don Sweeney to go out, get some scrubs like he always does. He hit a home fucking run. All three of these players that he got fit in so well with the Bruins and how they play and how they want to play. I haven't even got to fucking Mike Riley yet. Dude, Mike Riley, the way he moves the puck, they found their Torrey Krug replacement right there. Mike fucking Riley. Mike Riley. They got him for a 3rd round pick. The dude is so good. He moves the puck so well out of the zone. His north to south game is fire. And he gets the puck on net. That's what they need from their defensemen. Most of their shots get blocked up high. If they can get that shit down low, that's it. You can't stop Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, fucking Charlie McAvoy, and Mike Riley at the same time. It's just not possible. It's not possible. You can't do it. Islanders found out the hard way.
Those shots, and like you said, if you can get those shots a little deeper, you're talking about guys like Bergeron and Marchand having an opportunity to get their sticks in there and redirect. Right. And those are some of the best players in the league at that kind of stuff. So
right, exactly.
They're building an incredible team here in Boston, and could be a run this year for us.
And let's not forget. We cannot forget their homegrown talent. Raska's been out. He came back, played a very good game against the Islanders. But Jeremy Swayman, I am so excited for what this kid's about to bring to the Bruins. He's aggressive. He hunts for the puck. He's 22. He is 22, and he is 4-1 with the Bruins right now. That's all I have to say about that. Let that speak for itself. He is 22. He is 4-1, and he's playing in the hardest division of hockey right now.
2 of them were shutouts too, right?
No, he had 1 shutout. She shut out the Islanders the other night.
No, he had 1.
He shut out Matt Barzal and the Islanders the other night. No big deal. But anyways, yeah. Well, I mean, Bruins hype train, full steam ahead. They got their people, trade deadline. They fit in very well, and watch out for the Bruins. But let's just give you a quick standings update. We'll start with the best team in the league, obviously by far. I think it's going to be Colorado. They got 64 points right now. But we do have some news as far as Colorado goes. They're not going to be playing games anytime soon. They got COVID.
They got the COVID.
You got COVID. That sucks. But yeah, I mean, it's a really tight race for the top spot in the West. You got Colorado and Vegas neck and neck. Same amount of games played, only 2 points separates them. Vegas will most likely jump in first place because Colorado won't be having any games being played this week, most likely next week. So yeah, but their differential is 53. They're just fucking tanking teams. They are just killing teams. It's not even funny. They're disgusting. They're such a good team. Watching their highlight, their replay is not even close to any other team in the league. Then in the Central, which is fucking crazy, but we have Carolina on top. Then we have Florida, and then we get to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is now in 3rd place.
Yep. What's their last 10?
Their last 10? Yeah, Tampa Bay in their last 10 is 5-5. So not doing so hot, Tampa. But it's Tampa Bay, so they'll come back. They're fine. I don't even know if they have Kucherov back yet.
They're only 2 points down, so 1 win.
Well, yeah, but they have a game. They have a game. Yeah, then they tie. They have a game. They're a game behind. But anyways, well, Carolina's playing lights out hockey. Florida's playing really good hockey. Tampa Bay is playing still good hockey, even though they're 5-5. But it's not a good division. You get a team like Carolina, they're a good team. You get a team like Tampa, they won the Stanley Cup fucking last year. You get a team like Florida, they were up and coming team last year. They just missed the playoffs. They're a good team. People forget Sergei Bobrovsky is still on that team. Yeah, he was sucked with them, but that's because they didn't put anything in front of him. Now they have a good team. They have Joel Quenneville. That's their coach. He's putting together a really good product down there. So you take a really good coach, you put him down there with all that talent. He's finding something. But, the rest of the division, trash, just garbage. Nashville, not good. Chicago, not good. Dallas, not good. Columbus, not good. Detroit, not good. So, the fact that Tampa is, in 3rd place right now in a division that sucks, that's funny. Move on. Got the East. Washington's on top right now. They have 62 points, but there's only 8 points that separate the 1 spot and the 4 spot.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Bruins have the least amount of games played in the division. They're sitting at the number 4 spot. The Capitals have 45.
With 3 games.
The Bruins have 42 games played.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, if the Bruins win the next 3 games against the Sabres, against the fucking Sabres, they'll be within 2 points for the first spot in the division. So yes, 8 points seems like a lot, especially around playoff time, but you got to look at the games played. So it's going to be a very, very close race for the division.
Mm-hmm.
But it's looking really good for the Bruins. Again, they play the Sabres like 5 times this month, that's exactly what they needed. They need to get rolling. They got to play their game. They're going to be fine. Hey, by the way, Mike, fuck you. The Devils suck. They've lost their last 5. They're 1-7-2. They couldn't even beat Pittsburgh.
They lost their last 10.
They lost their last 10? No, they didn't. They're 1-7-2. That's in their last 10. They're 1-7-2. They're garbage. They're going on my hot and cold this week. All right, move down. And lastly, we have the North. Toronto. That's it. That's your update. Toronto still
Only
in first place.
Difference between Winnipeg, though.
It is, yeah. But I foresee Winnipeg actually taking the top spot. But I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will, but let's move on. We'll go to baseball. We took forever on hockey. You boys, obviously, take it away. I think we should start with the catch.
The catch. Drew, you want to talk about the catch?
Yeah, Mookie B's Mookie. Move on.
Mookie B's Mookie. Yeah, Mookie Betts made a fucking incredible diving catch. There were runners on, third and scoring. Tommy Pham hits a kind of a blooper to right field. Looked like it was going to drop. Mookie just made an unbelievable play. And that's it. Game over.
Yeah, they play with 10% catch probability. It's what Mookie does.
I know.
Why we miss him very, very dearly, but it's okay. Let's move on. I think the most interesting piece of news from the past week in MLB is their little experimentations with their de facto D-League. And
what
they are, so the Atlantic League kind of serves as the test grounds for rule changes and stuff for the MLB. They did the testing with the automated strike zones and stuff like that down there. This year, they plan on moving the pitcher's mound back a foot and also enforcing a double hook rule with their DH pitcher situation. So when you pull the starting pitcher, you also lose your DH. So I think that those are going to be 2 very interesting little tweaks to the rules that'll make baseball just a little bit more interesting. The strikeout rates obviously have been climbing in past years, much higher than they were about a decade ago. And home run rates as well. So you're not getting as much action on the field. The fielders themselves aren't doing as much as they used to. And that's what you want to watch baseball for. You want to see balls in play. You want to see catches like Mookie made. You want to see runners, having to make close plays. So home runs and strikeouts are boring.
Well, you can see the change. I mean, it's very clearly visible that over the last 2 years, the ball travels further and faster when it's hit. So something's going on. They're using a new baseball this year, and strikeouts, they happen, but it's not as common as what used to be. Although we've had a lot of no-hitters or potential no-hitters this season so far. So it's one of those weird things, but when the bat makes contact, it's usually a high-speed ball, which has definitely changed.
Yeah, and and pitchers have definitely gotten better. I mean, they're throwing harder than ever before. They got nastier stuff on their secondary junk. So you've seen strikeouts and home runs go up. People are pretty much either striking out or hitting home runs.
And that's exactly what the MLB was going for. They want to try to make the game more interesting, and I think that's what they're trying to achieve. And for someone, I think, like you and me, Drew, anyone that's really grown up watching baseball, you can very clearly see the difference that's going on as they try to make the game more exciting. but it's almost, to me personally, it's almost like you know what's going to happen. But it is exciting.
No, I agree. Home runs and strikeouts are fun for a while, and I think that's kind of gotten stale after the last 5 years of them significantly skyrocketing. People just get bored of watching the ball hit the catcher's mitt.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but you know what? Sorry, I cut you off. Finish.
No, so I was just gonna say, people get bored of either watching the ball hit the catcher's mitt or watching the ball fly over the wall. Those are pretty much the two scenarios. And there's a lot of middle ground that makes baseball super exciting. You like the close plays. You like the diving catches. You like the, scoring on, a double in the gap. That's so much fun. And I think that these experimental little rule changes, while subtle and small, a foot is a whole lot more space for a hitter to recognize what kind of pitch is coming in. So I think that there'll be more contact, but they're going to have to make some other changes. Because like you said, when these guys are making contact, the ball's flying over the wall. So you're going to have to change the baseball a little bit or change the bats, maybe something. There has to be another part to that for it to be effective fully.
I mean, you can clearly see now when the ball makes contact with the bat, the exit speed is almost, the average is around 115 miles an hour, which is higher than it's ever been.
That's the average.
It's probably close. I don't know. This season,
the average probably is like 102, maybe.
Maybe. I think over.
I bet you it's faster this year. When at the end of the season, we'll look it up because they'll do it. They're not going to have it now.
Yeah, they won't have it now.
But I guarantee it's faster because you're seeing these line drives. If someone's not hitting a grounder, these line drives are going faster than they've ever gone. I think.
Oh, big stretch.
I personally, and
they could be.
Ohtani just hit. His exit speed was like 117 for that 451 foot.
Yeah, but not everyone's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, that's a 451 foot home run that he got every stitch.
Dude, that thing was nuts. He crushed that.
120 miles per hour is tippy top of exit speed.
Yeah, but I'm saying, point being, I may have exaggerated there, but we're definitely seeing more faster exit speeds. And now, back to the rule changes. One change I forgot that I really like that I think makes the game so much more interesting is extra innings. You start with a man on second base. I actually personally love that move because you already have a runner in scoring position, and I think it gives both teams the opportunity to really make it interesting. If you have a single to right field, you can potentially get a man that get that run in right away, and both teams can play that exactly how they want. You have to change the field position. You have to do all this adjustments that you normally wouldn't do, which I find very fascinating. In other news, obviously, big hit. We got Strasburg going to the IL with inflamed shoulder. Big hit for the Nationals.
Yeah, it's tough.
Stuff we haven't dealt with before.
I know. Jacob, we got to talk about Jacob deGrom though, because he fanned nine in a row and K'd 14. For the second straight game. He fanned 14 for his second straight game. That's ridiculous.
So
check those balls. Just sticky.
Just to shoot on back to exit velocity real quick.
Yeah.
The current leader in average exit velocity in the MLB is Aaron Judge at 98 miles an hour. So the MLB average is probably sitting squarely in the 80s.
Oh, on an exit velocity?
Mm-hmm.
If the average pitch is 95, between 90 and 95, right?
Sure.
And you make contact, it will.
Well, but you have to think about it like this. You have to hit the ball square, and you have to get everything on it for it to go faster. Yeah, most of the time, you're not getting everything on it. You're just getting,
weak contact is the thing.
Yeah, I'll have to do some research on that.
Well, anyways,
but interesting take. Thank you, Drew. Of
course.
Yeah, deGrom.
deGrom on fire.
Obviously. 14 Ks for 2 games in a row.
Yep.
He strikes out 9 in a row. That's ridiculous.
That's 3 full innings right there.
It is. Yeah, that's 3 full fucking innings that you just don't have anything.
And
also Joey Votto.
Yeah. So the Reds had a triple play, their first since 2017 yesterday. And I actually didn't even see it yet. Let's check this out.
Well, while we're watching that, I think. Do we have any more MLB news besides when Chris watches Joey Votto turning
Red
a triple
Sox
play?
are hot. Big hot. So Red Sox obviously lost their first 3 to the Orioles, have won the last 10 out of 11, I believe. I got to find the standings. I didn't even see this.
I'm really confused. How did he turn that triple play?
Yeah, let's go back to it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'll
He
tell you right now.
caught a line drive.
Hold on.
Right there.
1,
2. That's it. Where's the third one? And he scores.
Hold up.
What? Yeah, I don't understand that. How is that a triple play?
Hold on. It's going to do a slower replay.
Right. So here's the catch. That's
catch.
1. That's 2. That's 2. That's it. Oh, okay.
He got the man out at third.
Yeah, so
he
the
ran this way.
the triple play. Okay, so it took a while, but so he caught the line drive to first, tagged his runner, and then the guy that was on third just ran straight home.
Yeah.
He didn't tag or anything. So Joey Votto just like kind of casually walked over and threw the ball to third.
Yeah.
He was out. So that's it. Yeah. Because once you're out of the base path, you can't go back, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. Once you cross home and walk away.
Yeah.
We also have in other MLB news, real quick, the Twins have at least one positive case of COVID.
Oof,
so their games are getting postponed. It also may go back to the Red Sox because
they played the Twins.
Them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. I'm getting to standings now. So I believe the Red Sox have won the last 10 out of 11. But I'm going to double check. They're first in the league. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
oh no, I'm sorry. Dodgers are first in the league. I was very off.
Yeah, the Dodgers are first. They're 13-2.
Yeah.
The Red Sox are right behind them though. They're 10-4.
Yes, 10-4. Their last 10.
I think before we move on, the last thing we're going to talk about
9-1.
It's going to be the Yankees. They're 5-9. They're terrible. But besides their actual play, the other day when fans chucked baseballs at them for sucking dick against Tampa Bay was amazing.
No, it's not okay. Fuck
yeah, it is. Fuck fans. That. Are you kidding me? No. The Red Sox suck. I'm chucking a baseball at the back of someone's head. You kidding me? Fuck
You're
that.
You're a fucking idiot. Do not. You are the biggest disgrace of a sports fan.
I know
that's ever
terrible.
Think it's okay
that's
to
terrible.
At your own players or another team's players, especially baseballs.
Yeah.
Like Yankee fans, have some fucking class for once
in your life. You have
one
of the most loaded lineups in baseball, and all you can do is put up 53 runs. You're tied with Detroit. You have the same amount of runs scored as Detroit. You suck.
It doesn't even matter. If you are a true fan, you're not like grow the fuck up for 5 minutes.
Don't grow up, Yankees fans. Don't grow up. Keep doing that shit. Keep being degenerates.
Absolute joke. When you don't get your way, you throw shit on the field.
That's how it works.
At your players. Grow up. That's all I have to say to that. But in other news,
they're just sad that the Yankees' pockets can't buy them another World Series trophy.
I know.
The Yankees are just a joke, and so are their fans. I lost so much respect.
We'll get
any
that
respect.
too.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, not sorry whatsoever. They're brutal. Well, anyways, let's move on from the MLB. We covered the 4 major sports.
We have one more thing of news.
Yeah.
And as much as it pains me to say this, Jake Paul has won his fight, his Triller Fight Club fight against Ben Askren, and it was 100% fixed.
Yeah, no doubt.
I will stand to that to my death.
No doubt.
Horrible.
Of course it was fixed. Are you kidding me? They put up a side-by-side video of him getting his absolute ass kicked in by another UFC fighter, and the punches were 30 times as hard, and he still got up and won that fight. But he gets punched once by Jake Paul, goes down, and then the ref calls it. Like, what? What?
Terrible.
Absolute fix. He took a dive.
Jake Paul is a disgrace to the sport.
Yeah.
Really should just stick to jerking his friends off on YouTube.
Please do not make this man more famous than he is on YouTube.
Hey, have you ever been to Japan?
Paul family, please.
You ever been to Japan?
Me, no.
Oh my God. You didn't get it. All right, well, let's move on. I guess we'll have a soggy discussion. We won't do a master debate, but we'll have a soggy discussion. All right, and that is there a Chaim effect? Is there a Chaim Bloom effect? And I guess we can make this a debate because some people will disagree with this probably. So welcome to Master Debaters. Is there a Chaim Bloom effect? And obviously, I'm talking about the Red Sox. The Red Sox are the best team in the AL right now. They're sitting at 10-4. They're playing phenomenal baseball. I mean, they're playing their asses off. And I've watched their highlights. I'm not a baseball fan, as everyone knows, but it's watchable for me. And that's a big thing. It's watchable for me. The way that they're playing is watchable. So, is this a direct result of Chaim Bloom? Is this the Chaim effect? I'll open the floor.
I think to some degree it has to be. This is a very different Red Sox team than we've seen past years, obviously. So I think that, we kind of all expected him to do what we've seen him do in Tampa and kind of flush the system out. We saw that very early on. Went out and got some very interesting young players, and they've been delivering so far. And I don't know. He's got the magic touch when it comes to finding these young guys that when you put them all together on a team, the chemistry develops and they produce right away. Apparently, I thought that this was going to take a year or two, but it seems that here we are. This is something that I've said a couple times in the past few days is the Red Sox are the second best team in baseball. And I don't think that's something that anyone thought that they were going to be saying at any point during the season.
Exactly.
So this is already a win. The fact that even if the rest of the season goes downhill and isn't what we've seen so far, we've already seen that this team has potential to be great.
Exactly.
Multiple games in a row.
And yes, they played the Orioles and won against the Orioles. They beat the Rays, but divisional games are important, and those are big wins, especially Tampa Bay. I mean, Tampa Bay made the World Series 2 years ago, or no, last year. I'm sorry, they made the World Series last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's not it's not overly impressive, but it's not beating up the Orioles for 10 games straight. And
it's a Tampa Bay team that just slaughtered the Yankees.
Right, exactly.
Their fans to go ballistic.
Exactly.
So
again, they played the Twins too.
Yes.
They played the Twins and won 2 out of 3 against the Twins. Mm-hmm. And
they
again,
beat the White Sox, who are touted to be one of the best teams in the league this year.
Exactly.
This team so far is legit. They've played some crap teams, the Orioles. They got a wake-up call right at the beginning of the season with that sweep. And then since then, they've been on a tear. There's no stopping this team right now,
That's
apparently.
Exactly what I was getting at is they started off a little slow against the Orioles, and I think it was a great wake-up call, like you just said. And once those bats got a little elbow grease on it, once those bats started swinging and those few small errors they had in the field and the pitching woke up a little bit, they've really were like, holy shit, we can do this. We can do this.
Yeah.
And they've been hot since.
Yeah, and the starting pitching has been good. The bullpen's still a question mark. Mm-hmm. Again, they've held their own so far, but we'll see.
The bullpen, it's not great. Matt Barnes, however, is on a very, very good hot streak. He has saved 3 games already, I believe.
Mm.
Well, so you can rely on him as a closer. Your relief can use a little help here and there, but I honestly, the starters aren't pitching terrible. They're not letting up 8 runs in the first 3 innings, which is awesome. We have a decent rotation right now. Chris Sale's still on his way back, and we should be okay. I think we're going to be okay for a while.
Yeah, no, and
right there. No, it's not. No, the Joe Montana card. Sorry,
I have 2 Joe Montana.
Yeah, I saw the one's right here.
And a Brady rookie.
And with Chaim Bloom, so far, again, based on his current body of work, you expect an air consistency. You expect that team to, be able to level itself out when certain pieces are on hot streaks and others aren't playing so well. That kind of averages out through the year, up and down, kind of like an engine. When one piston's up, the other one's down, and just kind of keeps firing. as long as they can stay consistent, as long as some portion of their team is firing at any point in time, they're going to be a good team. And can they keep this pace up? Probably not. But I think that they are well on their way to a playoff spot. And if they can get there, bless you, they have a very good chance of giving some teams some fits during the playoffs. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it is. And they were drawing comparisons to just the style of play that the 13 team had. I mean, obviously the 13 team had a vintage David Ortiz, but they're all playing really well. We'll see what they, what becomes of them within the next, I guess, 10, 15 games that they play. But, bringing it back to the question, I mean, this team is really directly related to Chaim Bloom. I mean, he's had his hand in most of the decisions. Alex Cora really probably hasn't, up until he was reinstated and came back with the team. So, I mean, all this shit happened, trade Mookie Betts, all that kind of crap. They got Verdugo. I mean, Verdugo has been playing very well. I mean, you want to have Mookie Betts. I understand that. I've missed Mookie Betts. That catch was unbelievable. I mean, you can't replace that. But, you get rid of a guy like Andrew Benintendi. He's been dog shit with Kansas City. Dog shit. And how is JBJ doing he's on the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
How has he been doing? All right, I guess maybe.
Sure.
I feel like if they were doing well as Red Sox fans, we'd hear about it, and we're not. So I think Chaim made the right decision on letting them walk, or obviously trading Andrew Benintendi, but letting them walk, getting the pieces. They're playing very well. What's he doing right now?
Not doing horrible. 1 home run at 213 batting average, 2 RBIs. I mean, it's still early in the season.
That is literally exactly what you expect from Jackie Bradley.
Yeah, exactly. So he's exactly
a couple RBIs.
Right. Right. So I mean, again, it's the same. It's the same, and the same wasn't getting you enough in Boston. So you let him walk. He goes to the Brewers. He's still doing the same, and that's a win. That's a win for the Red Sox. At least for this far, it's a win for the Red Sox because you can still get a similar defensive caliber player and have a bat. You can want both. It's okay. You can have both.
A similar defensive caliber player to Jackie Bradley Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can't have that. Jackie Bradley Jr. is arguably one of the best defensive center fielders to play the game in the last decade.
Agreed. And that's why he was so crucial to the team. I hate him batting. I hate him offensively.
Well, that's why we put up with him for so long. Exactly. Is because it's skills in the field saved more runs than.
I guess I'm not giving him enough credit. I just, again, I don't really watch all that much baseball. So
the only other person I can compare is Mookie Betts, because Mookie Betts can play both sides. Mookie not only has a Gold Glove, he also can
that's fair. So I mean, I guess you really can't have both.
We had both of them.
We did have both of them.
I'm okay getting rid of JBJ because now we haven't completely covered him defensively, but we have
Franchy Cordero. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's not horrible, but Mookie Betts, I'm still salty over.
Because
Mookie is generational talent that we may never see again.
Yeah, we might not. I mean, honestly,
on the Red Sox at least.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, if they suck, they could get someone from the draft.
I mean, guys like Mookie don't come around all that often.
They don't. They really don't. But so I mean, I guess to answer the question, I believe there's a Chaim effect, right? Would you agree with that? There's
to some degree.
I think there was at first,
right?
And then all of a sudden it came.
Well, I mean, this is what James has been telling us this whole time. It's about patience, about waiting. I mean, it might not be, a pretty season this season, but he's doing what's best for the team, and it's already paid off. I mean, it doesn't matter if they do good, they win the World Series this year. It doesn't matter because we're not expecting them to. We were expecting them to be dog shit, and they're quite frankly the second best team in the MLB right now.
Well, I think this team also has realized how good it feels to win and be on this streak, and I think they're going to ride it as long as they can. They might crash at some point, like Drew said.
Well, especially everybody crashes.
The Red Sox.
There's no way
that you can. The All-Star week is tough to support because they're always trash right after All-Star. But if they can find that stride where they like right now, if they sit where they're sitting right now and can ride it for as long as possible, I think they'll be all right. It's not like we have to worry about the Yankees right now.
We'll see.
You know, so
we will see about that. But I guess that answers the question, Master Debater's question. Is there a Chaim Bloom effect? It's clearly taking hold in Boston right now. It worked in Tampa Bay. But we'll see what the people say. I mean, you know, I think we all agree, obviously, being from Boston, seeing it firsthand, James was in Tampa when it was happening. So, you know, we all have a really good perspective as to how what Chaim Bloom has done is paying dividends for the team now and or in the future. I mean, again, Tampa made it to the World Series last year and couldn't beat a loaded Dodgers team. I mean, you really expect them to. So,
well, it took the Dodgers 4 years to get there to finally win.
It did.
That's on top of that team.
Yeah, I know.
And now they have Trevor Bauer. Because why the fuck not, right?
Yeah, again. But
too much Bauer.
Let's move forward. Let's go to our last segment. It's going to be our BOTA Force Flex Trash Bag of the Week. I don't know the music for the trash bag. I think it's like tropical themed. I think. Anyways,
have anyone in this?
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. James, you're in the trash bag. You dumb bitch. Aaron Donald broke up the fight. All right. You went there. You didn't see the whole thing.
Yes, James posted.
James threw. So backstory. James threw Aaron Donald in the trash bag on his post, and then the video came out of him breaking up the fight of the guy that sued him for thinking he punched him because he's an NFL star. Like, you can't just sue somebody because they're famous. It's just fucking stupid. You really can't. You can't really sue someone just because they're famous and they try to help you. You really can't.
No, people try.
No, right.
I'm
but
not
you
saying you can.
Can't,
people try.
but you can't though. But anyways, James, you're in the trash bag. You dumb shit. You deserve it because Aaron Donald's innocent. All right, he's a good, upstanding citizen. He broke up a fight, potentially saved that man from more danger and more harm, and he got sued for it. The fuck is wrong with the world? Anyways.
Also in the trash bag, Jake Paul. Fuck you.
No, just the entire boxing association as a whole for that fucking fight.
It was Triller. It wasn't specifically boxing.
All right, so Triller, you're in the trash bag. That was fixed.
Ben Askren.
That was fixed.
The ref who got paid money.
Well, of course the ref got paid money. What do you mean?
Who got paid to call that?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Dumb shit. Chris, in the trash bag for Make Me Think.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Anything else in the trash bag? Stop hitting me with Pickle Rick in the trash bag. It's making me fucking angry.
It's supposed to get you to stop screaming, and you're still screaming.
Sorry. Hit me again. Senpai.
Oh,
Senpai, hit me. What?
It's from a while ago, but I think Joe LaDuca or Paul LaDuca goes in the trash bag for his defamation of Joe West.
Yeah, didn't Joe West win that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
so
Paul LaDuca's full of shit.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he goes in the trash.
I heard about it briefly. I know that Joe West had a defamation suit and won it. Didn't know what it was about. So yeah, in the trash.
Yeah, he said that Joe West ejects people more than any other umpire, and he's gotten ejected a ton of times by Joe West, and it's only ever happened like once.
Well, since we're talking about defamation,
but that's so provable. Why would you say something like that? That's so provable. You can literally go back and watch film. Like what?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Since we're on defamation, let's just tuck Michael Rappaport in there and keep it for as long as possible because he lost all of his cases.
I don't know what that's about, but okay.
He sued Barstool, then the whole Kevin Durant thing.
Well, he's a monkey, so.
Whoa.
Michael Rappaport is a monkey?
I didn't say it.
Michael Rappaport is a monkey.
I didn't say it.
Okay, cool. Michael Rappaport's a monkey. He's an asshole. What's wrong with that?
I was just kidding.
All right, calm down. Jesus. Oh, you thought okay. See, there's a huge difference between me calling Michael Rappaport a monkey and then the alternative to the other name.
Completely kidding.
Okay, good, because that's not what I said. Yeah, Michael Rappaport's an idiot. I mean,
So he stays in that hidden area of the trash bag. Actually, under the trash bag. So you have your can.
No. He's the can. Michael Rappaport is the can that holds our trash together.
The trash bag.
All right. Well, you have anything else for the trash bag? No. Drew, you good? I guess Drew for not color coordinating. He's wearing his fucking powder blue hat and red jersey like a dumbass.
Hey, I had the other hat on.
Dumbass.
Steven Strasburg's
there it is.
muscle in his shoulder. Trash bag.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy Pham for not hitting the ball an inch closer to the ground. All right. Well, I think that's it. We had our 3 segments for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the BOTA Show. For Chris, for Drew, for James, who is not here but is in the trash bag for some reason. I'm Soggy Boy. You know where to find us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Gonna stay somewhere out in the universe. There's an app called Stitcher, and we're on it. We're gonna make it a thing. I don't know.
It's a fight app.
It's a flight app? Fight app?
It's a great app idea. Stitcher. You want to fight someone? You go on Stitcher. It's like Tinder. If you want to fight someone, swipe left, swipe right.
Isn't that what Craigslist is for? You just like put up an ad. Hey, I want someone to come beat me up.
Yeah, but it's like.
But I feel like that's a different thing.
Also probably look up dates on Craigslist too.
I wouldn't.
So it's the same thing.
The amount of hair to body ratio from a date from Craigslist is probably disgusting.
Probably the same with fights.
No.
Listen.
No.
Stitcher. If you want to fight someone, you go on. If you want to fight someone, you swipe right on them. If you don't want to fight them, you swipe left.
I don't think Drew fully comprehended anything we just said.
Bada boom.
I don't think he comprehended anything we just said.
Anyways,
stay soggy. No, don't leave. I gotta fucking stop the recording, dumbass.
Stay yabo.
No, do not stay yabo. Whatever the fuck that means. Don't leave. I told you not to leave. Jesus. Stop not listening to me. Oh, bye, Drew.
Stay yabo.
Did Drew leave?
Yes.
He must have left. All right, well, gonna stop the recording.
Bye, YouTube.
How do I stop? Oh, there it is. Stop recording. Oh, it's recording to the cloud anyways. That's good. Bye, YouTubes. Bye.
Bye, YouTube.
How do I stop?